plus 22x squared. Now let's combine like terms and we will get 66x plus 66x squared plus 66x. You could make that even simpler by factoring out 66x. Well, you could usually can stay with 66x squared plus 66x. But yeah, if you want to, you can also make 66x squared times the quantity of x plus 1. On number 2, to do number 2, we gotta learn quotient rule first. By the way, if you notice, the number 2 is actually wrong, or at least will be not be a very good example. You'll know why using the number 2 on quotient rule. Okay, so you figure out which one is top and which one is bottom, aka which one is first and last. Usually the top one is first and the last one is on the bottom. Now you just fill in the equation, which is derivative of f of x over g of x is equal to g of x times f of x prime minus g of x prime times f of x all over g of x squared. Now you just fill in the gap with the f and g that you got. Add parentheses so you don't get confused which one is which. And all over 6x cube times 6x cube raised to 2. Now you just get the derivatives of 9x3, which is 27 or 27x squared, and then bring down 6x cubed. Ones that are not derivative, or the ones that are not needed to be derived, or you could also just derive it and then multiply it. You can just skip this stage, but it's kind of tricky sometimes. Oops, I kind of messed up there. Oh, it was not. It was 6x cubed times 27x squared minus 18x squared times 9x cubed. And now you just multiply the parentheses or the two terms and you'll get let me get out a calculator for this one. It's a bit too big of a number. Okay, so now 6 times 27, that'll be 162. And x cubed times x squared, we'll get 3 plus 2, and we'll get 162 x raised to 5. And 18 times 9 is also 162, and the same x raised to 5. Now we'll get 0. That's why I said it was not a very good example, but a very nice one to know. As long as the power or raised to is the same. Okay, now let's try one. Now we get the top number, the first number, and the second number. First number is the top, which is 6x squared minus 2, and the second number is 9x minus 3. Now I put the g of x, which is 9x minus 3, and the derivative of 16x squared minus 2. Put parentheses to not get confused, minus the derivative of 9x minus 3 times 16x squared minus 2. And 9x minus 3 raised to 2. And now just derive it again. 16x squared is 32x. So bring down 9x minus 3 and bring down 32x. Minus the derivative of 9x minus 3, which is just 9. And bring down 16x squared minus 2. Okay, now we combine like terms, but first we bring down 9x minus 3 squared and combine like terms. Multiply them. We got 9 times 32, which is 288, minus 32 times 3, which is 96x, minus 9 times 16, 144, minus 18. I mean, plus 18. That is supposed to be a plus, but I messed it up. Forgot about 9 being negative and 2 being negative. Negative times negative is a positive. And now we just combine like terms. 288 minus 144 is 144. 144x squared minus 96x plus 18. So our final number is 144x squared minus 96x plus 18 all over 9x minus 3 squared. But that's not the final yet. Oops. We could make that even more simpler by expanding 9x minus 3 raised to 2. Now let's figure out what number we could use to make it simpler. I didn't get it, so let's just expand 9x minus 3 squared first, so we can get a easier look. So 9 times 9, 9 times 9, 18x squared. 88x squared. And 9 times 3 is 18x. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 18x. And negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Combine like terms, you will get 81x squared minus 32x, 36x plus 9. Now, if you have noticed, the denominator and numerator can be divided by or factored out by 3. So let's do that. Let's factor out the numerator and denominator by 3. The numerator is denominator is the 81x squared minus 36x plus 9, by the way. Okay, 144 divided by 3 is 48. 96 divided by 3 is 32. And 18 divided by 3 is 6. I've corrected my mistake at the negative 18 part. Now on the bottom part is 81 divided by 3. We got 27. 36 divided by 3 is 6. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now we can remove the factored out number 3. And that is basically the simplest form. Or you could expand it even more, but that'll take some time. Okay, so for now, new number 2. The new number 2 is 16x. The new number 2 is 16x squared minus 4x times 2x squared minus 4 all over 9x minus 3. I'm kinda remove some excess storage, so my phone stopped recording. So basically, I took the quotient rule first of the 2x squared minus 4 all over 9x minus 3. So I could perform the product rule. We get the first term, which is 2x squared minus 4. The second term, 9x minus 3. And now we just fill in the information with the equation that we have earlier. And then after you've put all the information, derive and bring down the numbers. Then multiply the two terms, which is 36x squared minus 12x minus 18x squared minus 36 all over 9x minus 3 raised to 2. And if you combine them, it'll be 18x squared minus 12x minus 36 all over 9x minus 3. That's basically the final number. Or you could make it even more simpler, which is the 6 times 3x squared minus 2x minus 6, which is basically the same. I just factored out 6. And now we can finally perform product rule. The term we just took now is the prime for this second term. So the first term that we saw. First term is 16x squared minus 4x times 18x, the derivative of 2x squared minus 4 all over 9x minus 3, which is the answer we got from earlier, which is 18x squared minus 2x minus 36 all over 9x minus 3 raised to 2. And now we get the prime, prime, right? Prime. Yeah, we get the prime of 16x squared minus 4x. And then the original term for g, which is 2x squared minus 4 all over 9x minus 3. And now we just derive the 16x squared minus 4x. And then we can multiply them together. 16 times 2 is 32x minus 4 times 2x minus 4 all over 9x minus 3. Now, if you've noticed, this is getting a bit too long, and if you continued it, it would be even longer. So, let's just bring down the remaining numbers and call it a day. It'll be the same if you expand it. It's basically the same number. I mean, it's basically the same answer, just in a shorter form. Still correct though. And that is basically it for product rule and quotient rule. Thank you for listening. Good night.